Erebus, what time is it?
It's game time. It's grand finals time here in the Eon series. And we have a pretty big banger on our hands here. We have Neponen up against Team Freakret. Saw yesterday, Team Freakret managed to pull out the 2-0 victory over a valid unit. And this is a rematch for both of these teams. Earlier on in the upper bracket, we saw these two teams go toe to toe. Ended up being a 2-1 victory for the side of Neponen. So Team Freakret coming into this with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, wanting to get a little bit of revenge.
Yeah, as you said, welcome everyone, of course, to the grand final of season 6 for the Eon series. And the match today is the grand final and also the revenge for one of the teams, which is going to be Team Freakret. And we will be talking more about the teams and everything in a short time. But before we get into that, of course, my name is Fancy Pixel and I'm here with Erebus. Today is going to be a very interesting match and a very interesting day because not only we're having a best of 5, but we're going to be having a lot of action and we're going to be seeing a lot of siege. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the bracket, Erebus, first, and we will be seeing how did both of the teams get to here. As you see, Neponen going from the 2-0 against in his Orel, and then losing Team Freakret losing against Neponen 2-1, and Team Neponen continuing and defeating Valid Unit 2-1 as well, and making sure they get their chance in the grand final. Meanwhile, after Team Freakret lost to Neponen, they continued their lower bracket run majestically. 2-0 against Team Ryzen, 2-0 against Inezurel, and yesterday we also witnessed them going 2-0 after a very intense chalet match, winning 2-0 with a perfect score for them against Valid Unit, making sure they go to the grand final once again and facing Team Neponen.
Yeah, Team Freakret making the lower bracket run all the way through. They have not lost a single map since they got sent to the lower bracket by Neponen. So momentum, Team Freakret's definitely going to be feeling that because Neponen had a little bit of a rocky road to get to the grand finals, dropping a couple of maps up against Team Freakret as well as valid units. So with Team Freakret getting in a little bit more reps than Neponen and a little bit more confidence, definitely could be a heck of a series here. But let's go ahead and take a look at these two squads. Neponen first, break it down, Fancy.
Yeah, and for the people who were asking when does uh, Piles play, he plays now because he is one of the players that will be playing on the side of Team Neponen. As you see, one of their best maps is Chalet, and they are having a total win rate overall 66%. So I'm pretty sure we will be seeing Chalet if it was not immediately banned by Team Freakret. And with that said, let's take a look at the other team of the match and Team Freakret having their best map
Yeah,
as the Night Haven.
yeah, Team Freakret definitely looking strong in that lower bracket. Their worst map is Lair, but they do have a total win rate of 81%. Quite a stark contrast compared to Neponen's 66%. Night Haven Labs, of course, their best map pick. I wouldn't be surprised if Neponen actually banned that one away because if I do recall correctly, Team Neponen, since they were up in that upper bracket, got to select a map before any bans came through. So expecting labs to be banned, maybe a chalet, maybe something a little bit different, but it's going to be interesting to see exactly what these maps are actually going to be. So let's go ahead and take a look at the map ban.
And it seems like we will not be seeing Night Haven as it gets banned by Team Neponen, but we will be starting with Lair, a very interesting map, of course, to see, and one of the maps that been getting more and more popularity since its addition to the competitive map pool. And the second map we will be going to chosen by Team Freakret that was a very very easy win yesterday we saw against Team Valid Unit. So it makes sense that they want to go to it once again. And it seems today will not go for Fortress as a decider, but we will be going to it as the third map. And of course, as you see, the fourth map, if needed, will be Chalet, and the decider will be Consulate. I think it's a really interesting collection of maps, and it shows different styles as well, because not only each map has a different way of being played, but it also can show you the difference between teams in the overall play style of each team.
Yeah, and just uh, going back to the point, Lair was the worst statistical map for Team Freakret, so Neponen trying to hone in on that, try and get an early advantage with their free map pick from
Mhm.
coming from the upper bracket, and then Clubhouse being picked by Team Freakret. We saw them be very, very strong on that yesterday, as well as in that series against Ryzen. And then Fortress, a little bit of a curveball here. Not sure I know exactly how these teams are going to play on this map. It is one of the newer ones, got reworked, can be a little different than Chalet. It is statistically the best map pick for the side of Neponen, and Team Freakret looked a little shaky on that map against a valid unit, whereas on Clubhouse they won 7-1 and Chalet went to maximum regulation. Then Consulate being that decider map is definitely going to be interesting if we make it there, considering how
Mhm.
different play style that map has compared to the rest of the maps we have on this list. Is definitely going to be interesting if we make it that far. I think my prediction is 3-1 to Neponen. I think that Clubhouse is a really strong map for Team Freakret, but guess we're going to have to see and find out exactly if that holds true.
Yeah, of course, that will be another story to check in the second map, but we have to go through layer first. And I have a very, very interesting announcement, Erebus, because this is the grand final, of course, and I think we should be thanking the people that came so far to the streams. So, how do you think we should reward the people who have been watching us so far?
Well, I'm thinking that a fantastic giveaway for two special people in chat. 1,200 R6 credits, two times the giveaway. So two different people can each win 1,200 R6 credits. All you have to do is just enter that giveaway.
It seems like we are going to be having two lucky winners today if you stay in the chat. And with that being said, we will be getting into the game for the first map of the grand final. And of course, reminder as Erebus said, if you want to enter the giveaway, you can do exclamation mark giveaway in the chat, and you will t- be knowing how to enter the giveaway with the chance of winning 1200 R6 credit for both of our lucky two winners for this grand final. So, with that being said, Erebus, let's get into the first map of the grand final, going to map number one layer.
Yeah, and Lair, definitely going to be an interesting one. Neponen should be feeling very confident going into this map. Team Freakret need to show up, need to show that they can perform, that they can compete up here at this level. And it's going to be interesting now. Let's get into these bans.
Let's get into the bans of the operators. As you see, the card goes away directly, and the Monty, because as we know that this map is very interesting, played with the shield operators, especially the Monty, the amount of space the Monty can be taken, and utilizing his menace existence just by standing there. And of course, the blitz goes away as well, because as you know, a lot of players and a lot of teams like to use the blitz for a faster and more aggressive execute throughout the attacker side. And of course, the bandit goes away as well, making it a little bit harder for the defenders to maintain those breaches closed. Getting into the first round, it seems like we will not be seeing the Mira yet, but we'll be seeing a Tachanka and also an Azami, and alongside the other operators, Smoke, Ella, Warden as well. And it seems like combining both of the operators, as you see here, the Tachanka and the Smoke is going to be a very interesting combo, especially that like the amount of time wasting utility by those two operators alone is going to be really interesting to see how Team Freakret is going to be using them to waste the time of Team Neponen. Getting into the first round, seeing the Blackbeard as the shield operator only here, because the other two shield operators got banned. And the drone took a glance at the Ella, who is roaming and is in the first floor. Maybe Team Neponen have a way of getting rid of him.
And Blackbeard straight into the side, but goes down, does get traded out by Rexy, so it is going to be evening up that man count, but losing your Blackbeard early on is not going to be good, especially when it's only traded for an Ella who has that static utility. All of those Grismont mines should have been dropped, should have been put down across the map. We are going to get a scan here, a track, nade coming through. They know exactly where this Azami is. Another nade comes through. No, he gets down from the player above. The smoke able to take him down from the floorboards. And that's going to be man advantage here early on for Team Freakret on this defense. Looking pretty strong, looking to come in with a fight.
Yeah, it seems like that missed drone costed them the shield operator, but it seems like Team Neponen is still not out of this round, because they got the kill in the end on the Ella, but they also lost the Demos. It seems like we are going to get equal man count here after a kill goes on the Tachanka. Now Team Freakret is going to be in a very tricky situation.
Yeah, 3 versus 3, 1 minute left on the clock. Neponen have to start pushing in here, have to start getting a little bit of pressure on these site players, because you still have that smoke, 3 babes in pocket. You still have that Warden, C4 in pocket, and that Azami is just going to continuously be able to block off sight lines and slow them down with those Kiva barriers. As we see one popping out here now, the Grim getting shut down. So is the Twitch, and the shotgun comes through. Shmari picks up 2 there in the end. As good drones in the chat, because they did not know where these defenders were.
It seems like the problem that started from the beginning of the round continues to the end, and those drones issues were the key for Team Freakret for winning the round. The miscommunication from Team Neponen and the misuse of those drones costed them the round, and the round could have been a different scenario, especially after that 3 versus 3 situation. It could have been round easily won by them, because not only the man count was equal, but also the operators that was still on the side of Neponen could have helped them a lot differently, because you had the Grim, you had the utility, and you had everything to your advantage to get those kills and win that round. But it seems like Team Neponen was not able to utilize on that info, and wasn't able to utilize on getting those kills to close the round to their advantage. Team Freakret opening the round for themselves in a map that is not theirs is going to be very important way to keep going if they want to win the first map. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we have to wait and see what is the remaining of the round have for us. And we're going straight into the basement side here, and it seems like Team Neponen wants to go directly throughout the warehouse and the garage side, and they want to go directly through the site without any vertical control. We'll see if that remains to be the case for them in this round.
Yeah, Team Freakret's lineup, they're opting for solely trap operators. They have all 5 characters as trap operators: the Thorn, the Goyo, the Aruni, the Fenrir, and the Denari. So this is going to be all about slowing Team Neponen down, making them drone, making them use utility to try and get rid of all of this potential. And we see 4 players scanned for the Deimos. Twitch drones going crazy. The shot's not quite able to connect on the head, just slightly off. The Aurora door going to block this off, which means that it's going to be a little bit easier, but it does get destroyed. They are able to get rid of the defenders. And know what? What a shot from Grieco, taking him down. Oshiman picks up 1-2, are traded back, but Grieco goes in for the double. And no, double kill for Rexy. The shot's not quite able to land onto that last player there, as it's going to be down into this 2v1. It all has to be Rexy here, Makani and Shmari picks it up, and Shmari is going massive in these first 2 rounds, and Team Freakret have exploded into this map.
It seems like Team Freakret has a secret weapon, even though this map is not their pick, and it's not one of their best maps either, because if we look at the numbers, by the way, Freakret is not a team that plays this map at all. Actually, it's one of their top banned, if not the most banned map for them. And it's actually one of the best maps, as we said, for Team Neponen. But it doesn't seem to be translating this way. This round, the last round we saw, Team Neponen tried to do a split push and just do a direct execute on the site, but it seems like the operator lineup was not really helping them, and it seemed like the info was missing, because the amount of info that Team Neponen didn't know or just utilize throughout the execute time was just not there. A lot of the things that Team Neponen could have done could have been a lot different in that round.
Yeah, I completely agree, especially considering that we saw all of them die basically in the same exact room. They just opened up the door, walked right in, took every gunfight, and then just all fell and lost the round.
Yeah, it seems like now the lineup has changed a little bit, because now, as you see, there is a solid snake in the presence of Team Neponen. Maybe this could be the solution for them, for the lack of info and the lack of communication. Already, as you see here, the snake, the solid snake, is waiting for the defender in the medical area, and also the shield pushing top stairs on the operation side. we're gonna have to wait and see if the snake, the solid snake, is the key to the attacks mistakes that have been happening by Team Neponen.
Yeah, and the Grimby's gonna come out, gonna drive my Kenny back just a little bit. Blackbeard trying to make his way in, trying to find impact in this round because the last two rounds he just died so early on just to either bad drone work or mispositioning. And it just hasn't worked out so far. A minute 15 left on the clock, and basically nothing has occurred. This bomb site is on the first floor. They barely have top floor control. C4 going to come out, going to just completely whip him, the shield eating up all of that damage. Gonna see a gunfight maybe happening here quickly as the Blackbeard shield is spotted. He's just going to walk in. He's going to take a lot of damage, but they are going to find the kills. Only one kill getting traded back. 4v3. Finally, Neponen with a man advantage in this map. Gonna have another gunfight. The Impact able to take down Katu. Bashmari able to find Rexy, and it's quickly even back up in man advantage for Freakret, but it's even back up yet again. Pilla is able to take down V-Star as he's not quite able to find the Impact on the doorway, not quite able to get out of the map and out of danger. But with 25 seconds left, these two players on this top floor, they have to rotate down into this first floor. They have to get into the site, and they have to try and work that case. They have to try and root out these players and make them move. And Shmari makes a play and finds Pillis. And now it's just all left up to Azuri on the Grim. He's able to find one. That's a double kill, but the time is against him. Oshiman, all he has to do is just hide. He's baiting. He's baiting the case. All he has to do is swing. He's swinging. He's able to find the kill. And Freakret 3 in a row with the round.
Oh, it seems like Team Freakret has still been able to continue their domination 3 rounds in a row. Team Neponen had a very, very interesting idea throughout the execution, and they went directly to the top floor, ignoring the site, and they wanted to take control over the verticals, getting rid of the roamers, getting rid of everyone on the top floor, and they almost did it. They almost had it. The use of the Blackbeard with someone with the Blackbeard was almost the answer to that question and that we had about Team Neponen attacks and the execution style they have been doing. The past 2 rounds before this one, this was almost the solution to them. This was almost what they wanted that they should have done in the previous rounds.
Yeah, and I mean, Neponen just kind of feels like they're almost afraid of Freakret. Like, they can't get enough information. And after the full rotation for Freakret, going back to this top floor, what can Neponen do to adapt to try and fix their issues here?
Well, it seems like they need to execute differently because they need to now make the execution either they just need to choose a style, either make it a very fast execution or make it a last 30-second execution, because it seems like they are not really deciding on which execution style they want to do. But now, especially without the existence of the Blackbeard, they need to go on a different route and a different style of execution, because they need to utilize on the info, drone everything out, and take whatever area that the defenders is not existing on. This can be the solution for them. They need to start focusing directly on the site, but they also need to figure out how can they do it in a strategical way, not in a fast pace way.
Yeah, and Oshiman able to pick up Azuri. That's going to be the glass down. And I mean, there was a smoke on that breach. I don't know how the glass managed to lose that, but Oshiman with a fantastic find there. And yet again, Neponen just not quite able to get in the map and maintain their numbers.
Yeah, it seems like Oshiman is still doing his job so far, and Shmari as well, continuing the dominance of Team Freakret.
7-1, and Katu falls as well. And then so does Pillis, able to get picked up by Oshiman as the body shooting coming through from Grieco. And it's all going to be left up to Rexy yet again. Shmari finishes him off. Wasn't the one to find the kill, though, as Rexy able to take down Shmari, at least shutting him down, trying to find a little bit of time here. They have a minute left on the clock, and I mean, at this point in a 1v4, you might as well just take a extended little tactical timeout, but my Canny gonna shut that down. And I mean, this is just an absolute disaster for Neponen on your statistically best map, and you're just falling apart coming in with absolutely no momentum at all.
It seems like they are still not able to find that pace that we were talking about, because it seems like they are very individually like separated, because you saw immediately the glass, when the glass died, he was completely alone. They just swung him, Team Freakret, and they capitalized on no one being there with him. Even though the thermite was there, but he did a rotation and he just like left the glass alone. And then even when the Solid Snake tried to backstab, the Solid Snake was alone. So it seems like Team Freakret or Team Neponen in this situation is just completely separated, and everyone is just playing on their own, which seems to be a great issue for Team Neponen, and Team Freakret is just taking advantage of that, and they're just swinging and getting the kills and the early man advantage. Shmari is a 7-on-2, and also Oshiman a 4-on-2. Two players is like the dominantly doing a lot of work for Team Freakret. Of course, everyone on Team Freakret is doing their work, but like those two players are the highlight of the past 4 rounds.
Yeah, and all the shield operators minus the fuse have been banned away, so they are opting to bring the fuse along for that shield. Gonna have the can openers, gonna have that soft destruction of those breach charges from the fuse. And they've managed to work their way into the map. They have a little bit of map control for the first time without dropping a player. Yes, Pillis losing a little bit of damage or health, but able to pick up that kill on Shmari. Absolutely massive find for the side of Neponen to shut down Shmari, because he has just been running amok for this entire map. But with Pillis on such low HP, able to get found by Maikani, Oshiman able to take down Azuri as well. That's going to be the Habana down and out. You're only going to have that one singular can opener left on Katu to try and get any kind of hard breach going here. And more importantly, minute 35 left on the clock, and you have not managed to secure this man advantage. Might see a gunfight up on that top floor. Ella still roaming. Oshiman still roaming as well on that Thorn. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens going in the final minute of this round.
Yeah, it seems like they opted to get that shield on the fuse. I don't think this is the answer, because it didn't work when you had a better operator, which was the Blackbeard. I don't think it will work now when you get the shield on the fuse. But we need to wait and see if that will be the case, because a 4 versus 3 is still a winnable situation for Team Neponen, but they need to be much faster, and it seems like it's not going to be the solution, because now the fuse is also out of the equation. It seems there is only 2 players with 40 seconds remaining, and still Team Neponen have not found a single round on the first half. It seems like there's a lot of problems for Team Neponen on this map.
Yeah, and gonna see a gunfight come through, and the snake comes out the worst end of it. Little bit of whiff shots here from both of these players, Rexy and the Ella. Just not quite landing those final bullets. Grieco does end up falling to Tung Tung with that F2 of the Solid Snake. Gonna have that scanner out. Knows there's nobody particularly close. As Tung Tung able to pick up a double kill. 2 seconds left, though. It's just not gonna happen unless the case goes down. He's trying to plant it, but it just doesn't come off. The last 2 players each pick up a kill. And I mean, fancy. I don't think anybody was guessing that when you were going to say 5-0 scoreline, everybody would have assumed, oh yeah, Neponen's just running away with it. But no, Freakret have come out of the gate on their statistically worst map and are 5-0 up.
It seems like Team Neponen is running away. They're running in the different direction and in the wrong direction as well. 5-0 on the map. They have picked themselves as the first map, and also on the half that, like on the first half, not finding a single round is I don't know what is the word for that can be said for this, catastrophic to say the least, because not winning a single round on your statistically best map is something that you need to like pause and question, because I think Team Neponen, okay, maybe you lost first round, that's fine, that happens. Second round, it's okay. Third round, you need to stop and ask yourself, what are you doing wrong? Losing 5 rounds in a row without a timeout, without even thinking together what is the problem, about what are we doing here, should be like should be asked, like, guys, what are we doing here? What are we doing in the best map, and we're losing this way, in a very questionable way.
Yeah, and Oshiman might have a flank here, but they do know that the Vigil is relatively close to this area. They have a drone there. They should know that he is close by. They had a ping from the IQ, but he loses the gunfight. You know, he actually trades it with himself. And that's so unfortunate for Tung Tung, as they do manage to secure the Vigil, but it is in cost of that IQ, meaning they're not going to be able to find out exactly where all of the rest of those Grismont mines are, not going to find those magnets, as well as the fact that it kind of does work against the Warden and the Solus with being able to detect when those gadgets are actually online.
Yeah, it's a very interesting pick of an operator, IQ, hunting the visual, and here we might see another trade or not. We'll have to wait and see if one of the players swing the other on time, but it seems like a shotgun has another opinion and
Oh
also another
no.
kill here.
And Team Freakret, they just didn't lose a single gunfight. Yes, they lost a player, but the player that they lost did win his gunfight. It just so happened to be a trade. And the unfortunate timing there from these players as they just get put down. And this is just, I mean, you have 2 minutes now, Neponen. Katu doesn't have a single kill. I mean, what do you even say if you're Neponen here? You have three players you're going up against that have 7 kills apiece. Maikani's only died once. Grieco has 6, and V-Star just hasn't needed to play the game at all. 3-3. The rest of his teammates are just completely running over Neponen, and we talked about before, this is statistically Team Freakret's worst map.
I think
Neponen, I'm not entirely sure what their scoreline is on this map, but Chalet is their statistical best map. They could have opted in to Chalet instead of Lair. I'm not entirely sure what they were thinking and what prep they had, but I mean, it feels like they just aren't getting the information necessary to actually get in the map, and Freakret are taking full advantage of it. I mean, fancy. What are you saying as a coach or as the IGL here to your team?
I think this question could have been answered like a little bit earlier, as I said, especially after losing 3 rounds, and now you're on a match point 6-0, like 6 rounds down. I think this could have been asked after 3 rounds, but now the question is a matter of, can we do a comeback on the half or not? Because guys, we're not playing as we usually play in this map. Keep in mind, this map, if we're talking numbers, Team Neponen here has won this map 8 times out of 11 times they have played it so far since the beginning of this year. So it's one, let's say, one of their best maps because, like, if you have a team like Team Freakret who have permanently banned this map, you shouldn't have an issue at all. You should be playing your game comfortably and you just be doing your thing. But I think what Team Freakret did is choosing not to ban this map and doing a counter strats and just letting Team Neponen do everything they wanted to do, and we will just counter them. And it seems to be Team Freakret done their homework, done their prep, and they're winning a 6-0 so far. So, to answer your question, back to your question, what Team Neponen IGL should be saying or should be doing here is okay, guys, 6-0. It happens to a lot of teams. We can still do a comeback because if you remember, by the way, it happened before in a six invitational grand final. Team Phase was about to win the invitational and they were one round away, and it got flipped on them on a Night Haven map, and they lost the invitational because of that. So this still could be a scenario for Team Neponen if they took advantage of the 2 minutes timeout switch between the both of the halves. So if they forgot about what happened for the past 6 rounds, they might have a chance to do a comeback, but it's going to take a lot of work from them.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, but I mean, I think if I'm in Neptun's shoes, I'm just looking at getting momentum back. Don't start at we can come back. Maybe start at let's get our momentum going into the second map, because if they go into the second map looking like this, then I mean, this could be a really quick series.
Yeah, but they have to take it one round at a time. And starting with the bans that they did is a very interesting pick because you saw banning the Monty and also the Solid Snake. They want to take control. They don't want to let Team Freakret take control as much as possible, but they still left a very crucial operator, which is the Bandit. For now, it seems to be fine, but it seems like it's not going to be fine because Tong Tong goes away in the first round of the second half, and it seems to be a man advantage once again to Team Freakret.
And Team Freakret opening up some of those walls to the Bandit, not really hindering them all too much, at least so far. One of those C4s was thrown out from the side of Neponen, and it did get shot out. Or maybe it was a smoke bait. I'm not entirely sure what actually
Yeah,
got
that
thrown out because
yeah,
both
that
Phyllis
was a
and
smoke.
Rexy, yeah. Uh, so I mean, a minute left on the clock, and man advantage here for the side of Freakret. They have the blitz. They can start working this out. There's no way for them to actually deal with the Capitao from the side of Freakret. So these fire bolts, these smoke canisters, or these smoke bolts are definitely going to be beneficial for this execute. 45 seconds left on the clock in the blitz. He's found somebody. They're tracking someone. They're trying to flash him. They're trying to pick him off. This is Pillis. He has a nitro. He's going to let it rip, and he might be able to find two. No, he doesn't. Azuri does find the trade, though, as Greco picks up Pillis. It's still man advantage here, but Maikani did get downed. Rexy able to finish him off. 25 seconds left on the clock. 3 versus 3. Could Neponen actually secure
Oh
their
no, he
first
closed the
round?
wrong door.
Yeah, Aurora, I'm not sure if that was intended or not, but blocking himself off from the side blitz, going to make his way into the side. Shmari able to pick up a kill, 8 seconds left on the clock. They need to start getting this case down, and they are planting it. The Rora dropping it down. The blitz trying to find these members, trying to cause chaos as the case does go down. The counter defuse is going to be required, and the flash comes through. The castle falls. Rexy able to pick up one, but will he manage to secure the round? As GG's in the chat, they're confident they can close this round out. Ashmari just holding this angle, pre-firing it, backing up after the pre-fire. 20 seconds left on the clock, 7-second defuse. Rexy picks up a triple kill onto Shmari, and it's all going to be left up to Oshiman. 1 HP on Rexy, and there's just not going to be enough time for this. Oshiman can just sit here and boom, the map's over, and Rexy picks up the consolation quad kill, but we're going to be coming back to our lovely faces because map 1 was a 6-0-7-0 after the half, and my god, Fancy, that was just a slaughter.
What a way to end the first map, and the round, even though it is a 7-0, but that last round, it just shows you the things that should have been done by team Neponen from the start of the game. Losing 7-0 on your map is a very, very hard defeat. And also, let's talk about this round a little bit quickly before we get into the break and get into the next map of the day, which is Clubhouse, picked by Team Freakret. This round could have been a very interesting round, and the way that the team Neponen got distracted by the player who was trying to do a flank and making the attackers, the Blitz, and also the Grim following him downstairs, wasting a lot of their time. All of that just after that was gone to waste because they couldn't hold themselves in the last minute or the last 30 seconds and just wait for the mistakes for team Neponen or team Freakret, and they lost the round after that.
Yeah, and hopefully Neponen can reset their mental because after 7-0 thrashing, mental's definitely going to be hard to keep up and keep the spirits high, but anything can happen. It's a best of 5. It's only map 1. Gonna go to the next map. We're gonna be there right after this break. Welcome back, everybody. It was a little bit of a long break. We had a little bit of a tech issue. Had to swap out an observer because one had to go, one had to come in, and unfortunately, because that first map was so quick with the 7-0, a little delayed there, but it's all right. We're ready. The players are raring to go. Yet again, I am Erebos here with Fancy Pixel, and I mean, don't forget that hashtag giveaway or the exclamation giveaway in the chat. Try and win yourself some R6 credits, 1,200 apiece for two separate people. And Fancy, what are we expecting? Map 2, Clubhouse. Had a little time to reset. What are we thinking here?
So I'll tell you something. Let's talk numbers because we talked about the first map and we saw how dominant Team Freakret was. And this map is also in their favor by the numbers because they have won it 6 times throughout this year, through the beginning of this year till now. The game is going to start right now, and we will see what Team Freakret is gonna do in this map, and also what Team Neponen can do in this map, because this map is a default map, and anything can happen for any team. We saw Team Freakret. How did they do this throughout this map yesterday against Team Valid Unit, and they won it in a very convincing fashion. Could be also the case here in this map and this match, because after winning a 7-0 on your opponent pick in a grand final of a best of 5, I think you can go into this map in a very comfortable vibes, because not only you won your team permaban, but also one of your enemies most won maps, winning 7-0 and going then to a map that you're very comfortable in can be a very easy, let's say, on paper situation for Team Freakrat.
Yeah, and let's not forget that Neponen, they got to just freely pick layer without any bans coming through at all. Benefit of coming through that upper bracket. And for the side of Team Freakret, they won that 7-0. They won this map yesterday 7-1 against Valid Unit. Will they be able to replicate it? They are starting on the attack this time around. Yesterday, they started on the defense. They only lost one round on that defense. They're going to have to do a little bit more work here. This map is a little bit more stock standard. It is a little bit more defender-sided, so hopefully Neponen can make a series out of this and try and bring something into the series.
Yeah, we have to see what will be the case with the round starting here. As you see, Team Neponen starting on the defense and taking control of the top floor with the bar and stock area, and using the castle and the Azami to waste a lot of time for Team Freakret. It seems like they are going to be going directly into the bar with the Ash. Team Freakret getting their first kill with a very aggressive style, and also going directly to the site, as you saw the hatch dropping from the Blackbeard.
Yeah, they have 3 players already in the basement. Only 2 players now in the basement for the side of Neponen. 2 kills coming through the trades, coming fast. And Maikani, how did he win that? A triple kill on the round, in for the ace. We have the knife coming out from Rexy to finish off Greco, and he's going on the case. He's trying to start this counter defuse. Katu able to pick up a kill, double kill on the round, and McKenny's just bleeding out. Do they know they're just going to stick this defuse? And finally, Neponen, congratulations. You pick up a round in the series. That's a fantastic start, but it's going to take a lot more than one round to try and make a series out of this one.
Well, I think we're going to have to question now, is it going to be the only round they be getting or not? Team Freakret had a very interesting idea, and they executed directly into site after taking that bar control and going through the moto hatch and directly into church. But What Team Freakret lacked was the follow up after the planting the diffuser. You saw that the Blackbeard was just sitting in the corner after planting the diffuser, doing absolutely nothing, and no one existing beside him to help him after that plant. And it was just an easy retake for Team Neponen. And it seems Neponen finally, after 7 rounds, going back on the scoreboard with their first round on the second map. That round should have not been a win for Team Neponen by the way that Team Freakret was playing, because they played it super aggressive, super fast, ignoring everything, and they just went directly with the Ash and the Blackbeard into the bar and directly to the site. But there was no enough man advantage for Team Freakret to cover that diffuser post plant situation.
Yeah, now we're headed up to this CCTV cache bomb site, a bomb site that Team Freakret should be able to handle pretty nicely. This bomb site isn't statistically too great for the defenders. You can see a little drone action here. The Azami not quite able to find it. The Clash being brought along here for the side of Neponen should be able to find some of these attackers and just stall them out just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see if the same situation will be happening here from Team Freakret, if they will be going fast or they will take the slower approach this time. 1 minute 50 or 45 seconds remaining now, and it seems like Team Freakret is going to be going a little bit faster, because you see here Malkani going through the red stairs and taking control, and also Oshiman getting a kill and another kill here from Team Freakret, but it seems like they have lost Shmari, making it a 4 versus 3. Still a tricky situation, because as you see, Team Neponen has a very interesting operator here, is the Clash. That could be a very tricky situation for Team Freakret to deal with.
Yeah, but they have managed to secure this man advantage. They have been able to secure so much map control. They have the jacuzzi wall opened up. Apologies for earlier. I just completely misread which side it was. It's actually this gym bedroom side. As they're able to pick up one kill. Mike County able to find that trade, but does get traded out back by Tung Tung. Tung Tung on really low HP, but so is Maikani. Oshiman going down. It's all going to be left up to Maikani, and they still have this Clash to work with on the side of Neponen. Maikani has a pretty decent gun to work with, but a lot of things to actually try and work around. Going to opt for the Rotero drone bait. Gonna see the push come through from the Clash. Has to deal with the mirror window. Does manage to get back out away from that, but so much damage has been done onto Maikani, and he has to deal with this shotgun up close. Will be a single bullet onto that smoke to actually finish him off, but not quite able to find it as Tung Tung goes huge in this round, and that's going to be back-to-back for the side of Neponen.
Oh wow, it seems like Neponen is back into the map and the game overall. 2 rounds in a row. I think we have to ask, where was this Neponen in the first map? Where was this style of play? You see, there's a lot more coordination and cohesion between the players, and overall a better team than the first map. This should have been the Team Neponen that we expected, especially in the map of Layer and the map that is your pick and also one of your best maps statistically. So now it seems like Team Neponen taking matters into their own hands, winning 2 rounds and finding finally the way to shut down Team Freakret 2 rounds in a row. Going back now into the third round of the site of CCTV, we have to see what will be the plan for Team Neponen, if they will be winning this round as well or not. Team Freakret now is the team in question of what do they need to do in order to win their first round in this second map?
Yeah, and we see the garage wall getting peppered with these can openers. It's trying to open up these angles. A beautiful find for that Twitch drone to actually deal with some of these Wamai magnets. And that's going to make this Captow's life so much easier, as he does take quite a bit of damage there. And Makani, I'm not entirely sure. Did he just fall off of the roof? I think he did, and he should be able to get picked up there. There is one player here in stock, but it's just going to be this Soulless. Not quite able to finish off that kill. Just going to have those impacts and not going to be able to find it.
Yeah, it seems like even though Malkani is picked back up, but he is now 20 HP, might be a problem for him and for Team Freakret if he's not careful enough. Catwalk control here is still under the Azami player, and still Team Freakret having a lot of problems clearing the player or the two players in the catwalk. A player here falls and another one follows. Team Freakret still cannot answer the defense of Team Neponen.
Yeah, and 3 kills back to back to back, and you can just feel the air just escaping from Team Freakret as, I mean, 3 rounds in a row, they complete the rotation. And Neponen, looking like they're back in form, looking like the Neponen that we expected coming into this grand finals, and they've finally seemingly woken up. And for Team Freakret, you have to bounce back. You have to adapt. What you're doing isn't quite working. You need to get in their faces, get the information, root them out of their power positions, because Neponen just seemed to be so comfortable just waiting for you to peek into their crosshairs. And I mean, fancy. What was working for them on Lair was that they got in their face. They didn't let them get comfortable. They put them in their shell. And I mean, what are they going to have to do to really shake things up and find their way back into this map?
I think they had the correct style in the first round, especially because you saw what happened in the first round. Even though the post plan situation was executed poorly by Team Freakret, but that was the thing that Team Freakret was doing perfectly in the first map and should be doing in this map as well. The fast control, pushing directly on the site, pushing as a team together as a full unit, and fully sending it directly on the site should be the answer to getting the first round on the scoreboard after those three first rounds that have been played. As you saw, we already witnessed like the first round was very close for Team Freakret. The could have gone for them, but the way they did the post plan situation was the problem. And now after the three first rounds, Team Freakret seems to still struggle.
Queen herself not there and available, so definitely going to be something missing when it comes to this execute.
Of course, especially going to to the basement site without the Hibana opening the hatches is going to be a lot of a problem for them, because now the kitchen hatch is not open, but you have to remember that the other two hatches are open and soft for the players to drop from Team Neponen, because they already made it soft for them for the return back to the site. So maybe that's a consolation for them, for Team Freakret, for not opening that hatch. And Oshiman gets the kill here, equalizing the things and the scoreboard once again. 4 versus 4, but it seems there's still a lot of problem for Team Freakret as they are playing way slower in this round.
Yeah, and Makani able to pick up Rexy, so they are going to find a man advantage here. Minute left on the clock. I like the way that they set this up prior to that Hibana falling, and Shmari able to pick off Azuri on that rotate. Beautiful patience here out of the solid snake. And finally, Team Freakret finding some footing in this map. Can they lock it down? Can they secure it? Plenty of time to work this execute. Starting to get this case down, and a double kill here for Oshiman. Tung able to find Shmari, but the fuse with the shield and the pistol able to pick up that final kill. And finally, Team Freakret able to break the trend, able to break the momentum just a little bit. But it's going to take a lot more than that just to get back into this map.
Well, it seems like Team Freakret found the way on the scoreboard, getting around again, but still the half is not done. Worst case scenario for Team Neponen now is tying the half 3-3, but it also could go very wrong for Team Freakret if the next two rounds are in the favor of Team Neponen, because if it's a 5-1, it's going to be a really tricky situation for them in the second half. But before we get into that and all of those questions, or hypothetical questions rather, we have to see what will be Neponen doing in this round of the gym site. It seems that the solution for Team Freakret was actually going slow rather than going fast. And it worked for them because they took all the time they needed, and they realized that this is the solution for them. We're just gonna wait for Team Neponen to make the mistakes, and it seems that Shmari is the player who's doing the mistake in this round, getting an accidental team kill on Oshiman.
Yeah, and definitely not the best to start off this round, especially with the glass falling early on. The long range and the smokes definitely could have had a massive impact, but Jacuzzi Wall gonna get open nonetheless. They still have the ace to deal with any kind of hard breaching that they want to do from long range. Try and make this a little quicker to open up the site. Have V-Star down here on this first floor with the call coming through, just trying to secure this map control. Clash, just making sure that nobody's out and about, but V-Star with a sneaky little play could end up finding something here in this round.
Yeah, we have to see what is the plan here for Team Freakret after losing that first player, the glass player, accidentally by Shmari, who is not doing so well in this map. 1 on 4 is a little problematic here. The Azami saw the player on the catwalk and will be getting the kill. It seems like Freakret is falling apart in this map, and they have not been doing so well.
Yeah, and Team Freakret just not droning it out, not aware that the Azami could possibly be there, and Lion just vaults in and completely blindsided by the Azami, gets picked off. Gonna see the flash come through here for the ace, trying to hunt down the Azami. Yes, Pillis did fall in the meantime, but 55 seconds left on the clock, 3v4. You don't have your Lion, you don't have your Glass, and you don't really have any way in, and you even have a Zori to try and deal with because he's down here on this first floor. You don't have anything to work with in a Zuri able to take down Grieco. That's going to be the ace down. You're left just wondering what to do here as V-Star and Shmari have so many kills to find. Yes, V-Star does manage to find a Zuri, but Rexy finds Shmari. Picking up the diffuser is V-Star. He has to find 3 kills. He has to do it in just 16 seconds. Can he make something happen? I don't think it's going to be possible with the Clash still on the board. With that fire being brought about, 5 seconds left. The Thorn coming through, delaying, and the round is over. Neponen, they're going to take a lead into the second half at the very least. 4-1 scoreline. They win the first half, and they win it early on.
Yeah, it seems like Team Neponen are more confident in this map and in this half. 4-1. Team Freakret was unfortunate was in an unfortunate situation in the last round, losing the glass player and losing one of your players with a team kill early on, and also then is like it was a very problematic round for them because as you saw, Team Freakret was too slow in that round, and they tried to do the same style that like they did in the round that they won, and that's the thing. They took it too slow, and that was not the solution. You needed to be a little bit more faster because after losing a first player like that, and like you're starting the round in a man disadvantage, you need to be more aggressive at least to get the equalizer and equalizing the team the man count. But that was not the case. They took it way too slow and they just got punished by it.
Yeah, but into this round, a must win for the side of Freakret. Still have to open up this garage wall, try and get those angles. They have to deal with this Rafters player, and there's going to be Wamai Magnets and the Azami barricades to try and contend with. And last time around, this kind of setup did give Team Freakret fits. They weren't able to deal with it. They lost the round pretty decisively, and we need to see more out of Team Freakret here. How are they going to make this happen?
Yeah, we need to see what they can do in this map or this round at least because they need to get back into the scoreboard, lowering the difference round difference between the them and Team Neponen. But it seems Team Neponen is still going very hot, but the man advantage is once again equalized very quickly here.
Yeah, and you have a couple kills coming through. V-Star able to find a kill with that fire bolt. You have the Monty, top of rafters, completely left alone, but he is going to be able to get that information. He's going to attract that attention, so we are going to have that swing come in. Azuri able to take down the Monty, but it is going to get traded by Shmari onto Azuri. It's going to be this Azami on very low HP. Pillis getting down to low HP as well. Rexy able to pick up a kill, but it is going to get traded back. Double kill for V-Star. 2v1 here for the side of Phyllis. He's going to have to find these kills if he wants to take a significant advantage, but it's not going to happen. He's down to low HP. Is it going to spread? It doesn't quite spread, but V-Star swings, finds the kill, and finally, Team Freakret able to pick up that last round of the half. 4-2 scoreline. It is the expected standard scoreline when you are on that attack to only pick up 2 rounds, but I mean, with the way that that first map went, you definitely were expecting a little bit more out of Team Freakret.
Yeah, it seems that Team Freakret is back to the score with a 4-2, but or a 2-4 split for the team of Neponen. That round was the way that Team Freakret should have been doing for the past 4 rounds or the other 4 rounds out of the 6 rounds in the split. Even though it was a way closer, stressful situation for Team Freakret because it was very close. It could have gone either way for any of the teams, but the idea of using the Monty, the idea of forcing every part of your utility on the garage, taking control, taking that info, putting the Monty there in the corner, just standing menacingly, and just giving the info on the players on the catwalk, while the player on the breach dealing with the player on the window and then the player on the rafter itself was the solution. But even though that happened, it could have gone wrong for Team Freakret.
Yeah, and a little bit of BM back and forth between these two teams. We love a little bit of banter. Means that they care. It means that there are stakes at hand. And man, we wanted a series after that first map. Yeah, it was a little bit of a drubbing there for Neponen, but we've got what we've asked for here. Neponen feeling good going into this second half. Gonna see these bands coming through. What are they gonna be? Probably gonna be the hard breach and the wall denial coming through. Maybe we see some shields. Maybe we see some of Zombie getting banned. Mix it up just a little bit. But gonna get the Kaid. Gonna get the ace.
Both of the players or both of those operators will not be seen in the next half, and also the Thermite and the Bandit joins the list of the banned operators in the switch position here between Neponen and Freakret in the second map. Reminder for you, Mr. Erebus, and our lovely viewers, to join the giveaway. If you do exclamation mark giveaway in the chat, you have two, not one, chances of winning 1200 R6 credit, and get yourself some of those sweet credits, and maybe be able to get your favorite skin in the game if you are one of the two lucky winners of the giveaway.
Yeah,
I'll
and
ask
going into
you a quick
this.
question.
Oh,
Let me
yep.
ask
Go
you
ahead.
something, Erebus. If you were one of those winners, what skin would you get?
I am a sucker for the esports skins. I love the different team skins. I have the OG TSM Mozzie skin, one of my favorite.
Ooh.
Love some of those G2 skins as well as the Liquid and Phase skins they always deliver. So definitely not brushed up on all the skins available. I'd have to take a look, but I would love to put some of those credits forward towards that. As gonna see a little bit of a Mira setup here from the side of Team Freakret. Gonna use that to make it a little bit more difficult on that breach to try and open that up. As you know, you have to open it up as the defenders to really get the most usage out of it, and it makes it really difficult for the Hibana, for any kind of Maverick. And oh my god, what a shot from Shmari, just putting down Tung Tun. That's going to be the Ash completely wasted, which means there is still going to be that mirror window up and available. And it's going to be difficult to deal with it because you don't have the Cali, but the Blitz coming through. But no, they get him from above, I believe. Maybe the stairs, able to get the finish as well. And back to winning ways is Freakret, it seems. They still have to finish off these last three players. The Ying Candela's coming through. Azuri able to pick up one on the glass, but he is so much low on HP. And from these red stairs, the nice headshot triple kill from
Ooh.
Shmari. And surely this round is done and dusted. As Shmari does get found out, though. Azuri able to pick up one. Rexy able to pick up another. But
Oh.
V-Star takes down Azuri. It's all going to be left up to Rexy here. V-Star and Greeko have to be able to find this kill. Rexy with a double kill onto V-Star. It's going to be down to the 1v1. But the swing comes through as Greeko wins
Oh my.
it. Gets him on the reload. And a fantastic round there out of Freakret.
Oh, it was very close. It was a complete dominance in the start of the round for Team Freakret. The way they have done everything to their advantage, the way they set up the basement or the lounge area, and the whole castle setup with the lines and the use of the mirror windows as well on the breach was just fantastic from them. But it ended up by a small margin in a 1v1 fight. In the end, Neponen tried everything they could in their like in their hands for that round to go to their favor, but Team Freakret gets that round in a very tough situation in the very last seconds. It was a very amazing round from Team Freakret, from the both of the teams actually, but the way Freakret held their ground till the very last second was amazing.
And I just want to remind everybody, it was the defensive side that Team Freakret completely dismantled Valid Unit. And I mean, we just saw what they have to show in that first round of this second half. And they're going for a bit of a roam setup here. They have a player on that second floor, a couple players here up on that first floor as Oshiman tried to go for a spawn peek and went off worst of it. Taken down very low HP, which is definitely going to hurt his odds of going deep into this round. And ooh, Greco playing with fire here on that kitchen. This Oshiman actually able to find a kill on that low HP. Blitz not quite ready for it, and he finds the kill completely blinded. Pillis does pick up the trade, but it is going to be man advantage here for Team Freakret. 2 minutes left on the clock, and we already have 3 kills in the round.
Yeah, it seems like Team Neponen was successful of getting that kill, but in the end, at what cost? Them losing the blitz is going to be very problematic for them for the late round execution if they had a plan with the blitz. And we can say that Greco here did his job because he in the end got a kill out of this, at least of the very aggressive position he was in. 4 versus 3, and the score here is still in the favor of Team Neponen, as you can see. 4 rounds for Team Neponen and 3 rounds for Team Freakret, but this could be anyone's round if Team Freakret is able to execute in this last minute of the round successfully.
Yeah, and we have scans coming through here from the bees. Not quite able to look there, but no, my god, what was that? Able to pick up 3 kills in the end to secure it, and what a play! Just spinning, able to find all of the shots, and that was just absolutely disgusting from the mute player.
What a way to take matters in your own hand. Malkani just goes in and finishes the last 3 players from Team Freakret and getting back the score equally between both of them, both of the teams. 4-4 so far is amazing in the third map or the second map. Before we get into the third map, now it seems like Team Freakret is not giving up and they want to get that 2 maps and trying to go for the 3 map, just finishing flawlessly the best of 5 grand final, maybe if they get this map done in their favors. It's going to be a very interesting way to see the next 3 rounds, let's say, and see if Team Neponen will be taking the victory or Team Freakret will just demolish them and win the second map, which is the Team Freakret map, by the way. This is the choice of them. So going 4-4 right now in this map is insane because, as you saw, the first map was the team was a map selected by Team Neponen and was won 7-0 by Team Freakret. And now the map.
Hold on. Will
Ooh.
Shmari get found out by that drone because he is just ratting down there in oil pit? He
I
has
don't
a
think
little
they
bit of a
know.
distraction up on rafters too. This Blackbeard could get caught out completely, and if we teleport our minds back towards that first map, the drone work from the side of Neponen was a little bit subpar, and they weren't quite able. Oh no, it doesn't even need to happen. My Connie, a headshot onto the Blackbeard, and what are you doing? Pillis does manage to shut him down on the glass through the smoke. To be expected, the glass should be winning those kinds of gunfights, but I don't think they know about Shmari. He could completely catch out this player, the drone. I don't think it spotted him. They still have to deal with Greco on this top floor on the clash, so they might just be more worried about that than anything.
That could be a very tricky situation here for Team Neponen if they are not careful enough. And this could be one of those clips that we will remember, because here, if Team Freakret gets the kill, but it seems like he will not be getting any kills because everyone out of Team Neponen is outside of the garage and no one is pushing the garage, so he has to change his position, but it seems like he is still staying and waiting for Team Neponen to push. But they seem like to be pushing on the roof so
Yeah, but
far.
he's in a great position to flank later on. There's 50 seconds left on the clock. 4 versus 4. All his teammates have to do is just delay, and Rexy taking quite a bit of damage here. The nades coming out just to try and displace these players, and they manage to escape. Pillis, though, however, able to take down V-Star as Shmari starting to activate, and Shmari picking up a kill via that Thorn Mine as Hoshiman able to pick up a kill. Grieco does fall to Pillis. That's a triple kill in the round for Pillis. As Shmari is walking. He gets a double kill with just his gadget. He doesn't even have to use his gun. He's been hiding this entire round, and it's all going to be left up to Pillis. They know exactly where he is, and Shmari's laying down some warning shots. Pillis, with this SMG, knows there's a player here, but gets shut down by the shotgun. And Team Freakret are going nuclear here.
Yeah, it seems like Shmari, even though his original plan did not work out, he still managed to find those kills for his team and getting the round for his team as well, making it a 5-4 score, closer and closer of getting the second map for themselves. Team Freakret is up and ahead right now, and it seems like Team Freakret is just enjoying it so far, because even though they were down in the half, a 4-2 split if you remember, and now they won 3 rounds in a row, getting back into the scoreboard 5-4 and just taking the advantage from Team Neponen.
Yeah, and these Shield players just have not managed to get anything going across these two maps. They've just been shut down completely every single time. Team Freakret have just been able to deal with it so effectively, and it feels that Neponen just are way too aggressive with those shields. They're not droning them in, they're not checking their corners, and they're just over peaking. This time around, they're going to opt to switch off of both of those shields, opting for the Capitao and the Sens. Going to see exactly what they can do, because they definitely need to bounce back. That's 3 rounds in a row for Team Freakret.
Yeah, it seems like Team Freakret now needs to get back into the scoreboard, because it's going to be a really tricky situation if you lose this round, especially that this round is going to put Team Freakret on a map advantage once again, and making the score 2-0 is going to be a lot of questions and problem for Team Neponen, and going back into like the next map with a 2-0 down in a grand final is going to be a lot of problems here for Team Neponen. But we will have to wait and see what Team Neponen is having in their pocket for this round. It seems like here the Solid Snake is trying to get back on the stairs and just do a quick sneaky execute on the stairs, but he's not very known. Like, I don't think here Team Freakret knows about him.
Yeah, it feels like they are aware that somebody could have snuck up there, but they don't quite know. Ooh, Grieco absolutely putting down Rexy as Maikani does fall as well, getting finished by that grenade, but are they going to be aware of this other player here? Grieco able to help out Shmari, but no, Shmari falls to Tung Tung, and it's going to be man advantage here for the side of Neponen. Tung Tung on extremely low HP, however, it is going to be man advantage. Tung Tung able to take down Grieco 4 versus 2 in the round, and Team Neponen definitely doing a better job into this round. I like how they started out by getting every single wall open, and it's really given them a massive advantage in this round.
It seems like they have had an advantage in this round so far, and they might be able to even finish it to their advantage if they played their cards right. 2 players remaining here for Team Freakret, and it's going to be 3 players remaining for Team Neponen after Oshiman getting a kill. So a very tricky situation.
Oh,
It's a 2v2 now.
V-Star. Yeah, 2 versus 2. Oshiman and V-Star have just managed to make this work so effectively. It's going to be Katu and Phyllis left up and available, both with fantastic guns to make this work. The F2 and the 417. Gonna have the scan come out, the alert coming through, both or one of those players dropping down, and the run out comes through, able to take down Phyllis as V-Star. It's gonna be down to a 2v1. Surely, Neponen, you can't possibly lose this round with such a massive advantage. Skatu knows there's a player here, but the swing comes through and Oshiman wins it. They send them to map point. Team Freakret with an absolutely insane clutch coming through from Oshiman and V-Star.
Oshiman, the man himself, clutching the round and giving it to Team Freakret. The way this round could have been for Team Neponen and making the score 5-5, and everything was in their advantage. And this is exactly what I was telling you about. In the moment, in the brief moment that the Team Neponen was in an advantage, I told you this round could be a Team Neponen round if they play their cards right, and they didn't. And Team Freakret did everything to their advantage. They just played it in a very fantastic manner. They just clutched every single kill, getting that advantage. Team Neponen made a lot of mistakes in that round. Every player was just swinging, and every player was just away and very far from each other. They didn't play it as a team, and they got punished by Team Freakret for that. And here we are once again on an advantage and a match point for Team Freakret in the second map. This is an insane scenario.
And Neponen has to be scrambling here. V-Star going for a little bit of a rat play, but unfortunately for him, there's nobody quite on that side of the map. Rexy did take a little bit of damage there, but going to be able to open up some of these walls. Dirt Tunnel is going to get opened up. Now, the name of the game for Neponen is just clear out these roamers, because you got 3 on that first floor, 1 in the basement, 1 up there on that top floor. Mikani has been an absolute demon on the roam. Are they going to be able to clear him?
We have to see what will be happening here, if Team Freakret will be winning this round, or Team Neponen will be clearing the roamers and clearing everyone and making them go back to site. But you see, still Malkani is in the second floor alone, but he will be going back off the stairs after being pushed here by the Blackbeard. Seems like they did not find the kill, even though they had 2 players that could have cut him off. 1 on the window and 1 on the outside kitchen, the hallway, and could have gone very wrong for Malkani, but it seems like he already found his way back to the site. But it seems there is still 1 player here, who is the Azami, but he has a very safe position for him to fall back if he needs to, whenever he gets pushed too much. And it seems like he is preferring to take the fight here before he falls back right now to the site with his teammates.
Yeah, Grico doing a fantastic job. He managed to delay so much time. He just made them come to him. He made them waste all that time. Yes, Katu does end up finding Grico, but there's only 40 seconds left on the clock. These smoke babes just now coming through. 2 left in pocket, 1 in the field right now active. These Goyo canisters also going to have to be dealt with. So is there even going to be time for Neponen to drop down into the site and actually get the plant down before the clock ticks to 0? Are they going to be able to survive this as Mikami picks up 1 V-Star, somehow managing to find it to the top floor and find a kill onto Rexy? That's going to be the Blackbeard dead and dusted. V-Star finding him. Tung, yes, find Shmari. But it is going to be a 3v2. The case actually managing to go down as Team Freakret allow that as Katu finding V-Star. No, Katu getting a triple kill onto Oshiman. Makani finding Tungdun. It's going to be down into a 1v1. We've seen this so many times, but Katu finally, Neponen in the clutch managed to secure it. And Neponen not going down in this map just yet.
This should not have been the situation for Team Freakret. They had everything to their advantage. Putting that Goyo in the flank on top floor could have and should have flipped the narrative for their advantage, because you're in a man advantage and you are in a map advantage as well. Match point still is the case for you, but it could have been an easy round and should have been an easy round for you, especially with the amount of utility and wasting time you did using those Goyo canisters, using those smoke babe canisters as well. All of that should have been the way for you to end the round for your advantage and ending the second map, but it seems like Neponen still holding on to the map, and we might see the first overtime in this map or best of 5 grand final if Neponen gets this round for themselves. But for that to be the case, they need to be very, very on point in every single decision they make throughout this round.
Yeah, and if we go back to that first map, I mean, not a lot of players on Neponen were performing too hot, but Katu was one of those really, really poor performers in map 1, and for him to show up like this in map 2 to keep them alive in the map is absolutely fantastic for the mental, for the momentum of Neponen, because I mean, you definitely don't want these players getting in their head and getting down on themselves. So, gonna have to see exactly if they can continue it and take us overtime.
We're going to see if that will be the case and if Team Neponen has something out of their pocket to save themselves from losing this map. But so far, it seems to be a very quiet situation. And by the way, Erebus, if you notice, Shmari is doing the same exact thing once again.
Yeah, Shmari sitting down in there in that oil pit. I'm not entirely sure that Neponen even knows that he did that last time around, so they might not even try and look for him here.
Yeah, might not be the case, but it seems like there is going to be an execution directly on the site. As you see, 2 players are on the stairs and 2 players are on the hatch as well. It seems like to be a direct execution, and Team Neponen gets
the
kill.
Timing! Oh, but he does get down. V-Star able to pick up a double kill in the round. There is a down player, Oshiman, on the ground as McKinney picks up Rexy. They just don't want to send this to overtime. Ishmari with the flank on a Pillis for Katu yet again in the clutch, in the 1 versus 2.5, getting the finish onto Oshiman. Now the 1v2 for sure. Has to deal with the clash, has to deal with Makani. Makani has been absolutely fantastic across these 2 maps. Even the last series that Team Freakret played, Makani was their top performer. Katu has done it once before, has to do it again to keep them in the map yet again, but is it gonna happen? It's not. Makani finds the kill and they finally manage to close it out with the comeback after being down 4-2. Team Freakret close map 2 out and now find themselves in a very, very convincing 2-0 lead.
A 2-0 lead here is the scenario that is happening, and now we are going to be going to the third map, which is a map of Fortress. But before we talk about that, let's talk about what happened in the last round and what was Team Freakret doing. It seems that Team Neponen had the right idea, but it lacked one thing. They needed one backstab player, because as you saw, all of the players from Team Neponen was just pushing directly from the breach, from the logistic hatch, and just trying to focus on the side directly, going on the stairs, going from the hatch and the jacuzzi breach. no one was doing a backstab, and that was the key for Team Neponen if they wanted to win that round. That was the small thing that Team Neponen needed to do to fix this attack. And that clash, by the way, was the essential key for Team Freakret to win that round, because not only it was wasting a lot of time for the attackers, but also gave the call, okay guys, they're executing side directly, come back. So the roamers started coming back and helping the players in the side.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even hate the way that they played that last round. You know, they tried to choose something different. They hadn't gone for a really hard rush at all in the previous rounds, and it kind of almost negated Shmari, but it just kind of took too long. It was really just the clash to delay the shotguns that just put them down. And I mean, they almost managed to make it work. They managed to take down Oshiman in the logistics area right below the hatch, but V-Star just went absolutely massive on the mute from behind the reinforced wall, took down two, and that really was the impact of the, I guess, discipline and stableness of the side of Team Freakret to close that one out.
Yeah, and that was more than enough for Team Freakret to win the second map. But before anything else, we talk about the third map. We will be going to a small break and getting back through the third map of today.
Welcome back, everybody. We've had two crazy different rounds so far in this best of five. Map 1, 7-0 to Team Freakret. Yes, I said that right. Yes, you heard that right. Team Freakret 7-0 on Lair. And then map 2, Clubhouse. Couldn't have gone any differently. Went to maximum rounds in regulation, but Team Freakret ended up closing it out 7-5. I'm Erebos, yet again, here with Fancy Pixel. Fancy Pixel, we got Fortress up next. What are we expecting? Are we expecting a 3-0, or are we expecting something a little bit different? Maybe we see something a little crazy.
I think with the way that both teams have been playing so far, I think it's a little bit easier to say that it's a 3-0. We'll be getting right now into the map right away. And while we get into the map and see the operator bands, let's take a quick look at the stats of both of the teams in this map. So, let me tell you what are the stats telling us, Erebus. So far, since the beginning of this year till now, Team Freakret have won this map 2 times and lost it 2 times. On the other side, Team Neponen have won this map 4 times and lost it only 2 times. So, on paper, in theory, this is an Neponen map. But we saw how that how we saw what happened and what was the score of the first map that on paper was for Team Neponen and the way they lost it. So we will not be too quickly to call out that this map is an opponent map because right now the score overall says that this can be a map for Team Freakret, especially that they are 2-0 up now in the best of 5.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see a very different style of map coming through here for these two squads. Fortress is quite a large map, a lot of open areas, a lot of room for aggression, which we haven't quite seen a wide open map. Both Lair and Clubhouse play very
Yeah.
rigid, very structured,
You know
and so
what?
it's definitely going to be interesting.
I'll tell you something. The way I usually, because we know that Fortress is a new map, and it's always nice to see it because we still haven't seen the full potential of the map. Even in Tier 1 competition, it's still not everything, like everything have been seen throughout this map. And that's the interesting thing about this map. Also, personally, I think about Fortress specifically, it's a map that's mix of layer and border. In my opinion, it's a map full of rooms and there's a lot of space for the attackers to clear, but in the same time, it could be done as an aggressive map as border and just you're going in heavy, fast, and aggressive with gunfights in every possible scenario.
And something a little interesting here from Missouri with the Ying bringing the shotgun as A little bit of smoke shenanigans coming through, and Shmari getting a barbed wire kill, but he also gets down. Phyllis going down to Oshiman, B-Star taking down Rexy and Mikani, taking down Asuri. It's all left up to Tung Tung, able to find one kill. They're still down on Shmari. Wait, Tung Tung picked up another kill as well, but gets downed by Mikani, and such a hectic start to the first round of this map. But would we expect anything different considering map 2 just happened?
This is what I was telling you exactly, that this map can be very differently. It could be played fast, aggressive, and quick, and also could be played slow, methodical, and just like the basic usual siege. This is what Team Neponen was trying to do in the first round, and in this round that we just witnessed. They tried to go in fast and try to execute directly on the site throughout the stairs and just pushing directly, but they were caught off by the barbed wires, by the smoke canisters, and everything that Team Freakret was using to help them stop Team Neponen from pushing and executing came to their advantage. They stopped Team Neponen and they were ready for them. And throughout the execution of Neponen, everything Team Freakret did was just a direct counter to what Neponen was trying to do. We're going to wait and see if that will be the case in the rest of the rounds. But before we get ahead of ourselves, as usual, as I say, we will see what will be happening in this round and what will be the plan for Team Neponen if it is going to be the same scenario for the past two maps and the past round as well. A very important operator here that is very crucial to such map is Solid Snake, and he's being brought here by Team Neponen, as you see.
Yeah, and Team Freakret bringing along quite a few traps. Information there onto the Fenrir. I'm not sure he knows that he is being watched. So he has to be careful not to go down early, as Pillis just going to try and seek out these defenders as Tung Tung coming up behind him, and Fenrir goes down, but Mikani ending up taking down Pillis, as it's going to be a trade on separate sides of the map, and Mikani with a double kill, continuing his reign of terror against Neponen. And Neponen have to feel that he's just their arch nemesis, as Mikani picks up a triple kill in the round, and it's all going to be left up to Katu and Rexy, a 2 versus 4. They spot the devil. They manage to secure him, but on the other side, Oshiman takes down Katu, and it's all going to be left up to Rexy in this 1 versus 3. The slow peek comes through, and the headshot from V-Star with the auto pistol takes him out. And we got another round in the board for Team Freakret.
It seems like Freakret is going steadily like this horse, and the pace for them in this map is still something that they have been doing throughout the 3 maps we have played so far, or the first 2 maps, and this is the 3rd. So we will be taking a small pause here because there is one of the players have crashed, and we will be talking about what happened throughout the first 2 rounds of this map so far. It seems like Team Freakret is still in control and they are in the driver's seat, taking the advantage 2-0 for this half so far. And Erebus, if you want to take an advantage as well of this time, just wait while you're waiting in the technical pause. I think you should type in the chat exclamation mark giveaway.
Yeah, make sure you type in the chat exclamation mark giveaway if you want to find out how to get entered into that giveaway that we have going on. 2 different people will be selected randomly to win 1,200, yes, 1,200 R6 credits to use in game for your choice of skins or whatever you want to use it on.
Yeah, and we will be having those two winners announced after the final map is over, whichever map it is, either this map or we will see if we will need another map or going to the full extent of the five maps throughout this series. But so far, this map is into the advantage of Team Freakret. So we will be taking a quick recap of what has happened. If you're just joining us, this is the grand final for Eon Series Season 6 between both of the teams that we have been watching playing Team Freakret and Team Neopon, Neponen. And
Neponen.
Neponen, Neponen. I think there's too many ways to say the names. Because every time I see the name, I think of Napoleon. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's definitely understandable. But yeah, map one, 7-0 in favor of Team Freakret. They came out of the gates running and they just kind of ran all over Team Neponen on Lair. Map two, completely different clubhouse, went to the maximum regulation rounds. First half, Team Neponen was on defense, took a 4-2 lead, but couldn't close it out on the attacking side. Team Freakret came back, won a couple rounds in a row, closed it down 7-5. Now we're here on Fortress, and it's definitely interesting because Team Freakret opening up first round, lots of kills, back and forth. But in the end, Team Freakret pulled that one out. And the second round was pretty much the same, except there wasn't so much back and forth. Team Freakret kind of just ran away with it. Maikani just absolutely demolishing, winning basically every single gunfight that he manages to find against Team Neponen. And so Team Freakret find themselves in a 2-0 lead. And it's been absolutely fantastic for the side of Team Freakret to start off this map.
Yeah, and as we saw, the first round was office into the round, the first round into the way that both of the teams were playing. Team Neponen tried to play fast, they tried to take the aggressive style, but it didn't work out for them. And then we saw the second round, which was the bedroom side, and then the round was also to the advantage of Team Freakret, getting them two out of the, let's say, three first rotation sites, because we still have also, if you know the map, that we have four sites, two upstairs and two downstairs. So the third site can be either the hammam site or the kitchen dining site as well. So we will see what will be the case after the rehost and after the players get back into the lobby. Nine players are already in. We're just waiting on the final player to get back into the game, and the lobby will be starting in few seconds.
All right, so Fancy, break it down for me. If you are Neponen right now, you have a pretty good idea what site you're going to be attacking in this round. How do they go into this map, and how do you really go about attacking the map, attacking these bomb sites on a map like Fortress?
I think, as I said, Fortress is being played as a map. It is new, yes, but the layout of the map should be thought of as already the maps that you play, and that should be the case for any new map that you usually play. Try to see what is the map that is closest to it as a style, and start putting your strats and your plan accordingly. So, in my opinion, Layer and Border are the two closest maps for map like Fortress. So if you are a team that excels in playing aggressive and playing fast-paced attack rounds, then that should be the case for you as a main plan. Playing aggressive, playing those shield operators, playing the fast execute smokes, glass, yings, and those fast rush execute operators. If you are a team who's methodical and like to play it slow and play it like more on the info side, use a very important operator here, Snake. Use the Deimos, use the drones, either the Switch drones or the Bravo drones. Try to get as much info as possible while you're clearing out the rooms and clearing out the defenders. So we'll get back into the game, and we will be seeing what will be happening right now, and if Team Neponen is already going to answer those questions, and if they have something in mind. I think the last two rounds Erebus is going to be as a checkpoint for Team Neponen to think of, like, okay, this is something that we did wrong in the past two rounds, and we shouldn't be doing in the next rounds, because we tried to be fast, we tried to push aggressive and go directly to the site, and it didn't work out for us.
Yeah, I completely agree with all of what you just said. Definitely a complex map, new map, but can break it down, make it a little bit more simple if you just think of it like some of the other maps you know. But fortunately, having a little bit of a trouble with some of the players getting into the lobby, so we're just going to head to a short break while we sort out this rehost.
And we are back once again after the rehost. And ladies and gentlemen, and everyone here, the map is back, the score is back, and Team Freakret is still on the defense. And up to 0, going to the third site, which is going to be the kitchen and the dining area, or the cafeteria, as some people would like to call it. We will be seeing what will be the case here, if Team Freakret will be winning all those 3 rounds for the first site rotations, or Team Neponen will be back into the scoreboard once again. First 2 maps are done and dusted. First map went to Team Freakret 7-0, and then the second map was also for Team Freakret by a score of 7-5, and now we are into the third map, and could be the last map if Team Freakret is able to close it here and now.
Yeah, and I mean, a really slow start to this round so far, and I like the way that Neponen is adapting. They're droning it out, they're trying to find out where these players are, and like you mentioned, they're using things like the Ying, like the Twitch, like the Glass, so might see some aggression here coming through this round, as it looks like Katu just getting droned in here, bringing the shotgun yet again on the Ying, so gonna be interesting to see exactly what happens throughout this round.
Yeah, we will be seeing what will be happening in this round, and what will be the case if Team Neponen is able to come back and get the round for themselves and the score back around for them, or Team Freakret will continue their dominance train and close it here and close the round also for themselves. Still, nothing has happened so far. The round is very quiet. Team Neponen taking control upstairs, trying to take the vertical control and take the advantage. But it seems like there is someone here in the second floor, which is Oshiman, and also the other player, which is the Thorn Oshiman. As soon as I get his name, gets the first kill on Tung Tung, and already Shmari gets another kill. 5v3 advantage for Team Freakret.
Yeah, and the Kindela's coming through, but it's just not doing anything for them as Rexy falls to Oshiman. Azuri taking a lot of damage, both Azuri and Katu on extremely low HP, and Maikani just able to just completely decimate Team Freak, or rather Team Neponen. Shotgun of Katsu, able to find one, so not going to be flawless, able to find another if he just keeps getting fed here, but no, Maikani just backs up and finds the kills. And Team Freakret picking up exactly where they left off.
It seems like the score still continues, because Team Freakret is still able to continue their dominance and continue the score 3-0 for them. And it seems like Team Neponen are still struggling to find out how can they deal with Team Freakret in the third map. After 3 rounds, maybe this could be the stop point for Team Neponen, and they should be asking themselves seriously here, what are we going to do? Because if it continues this way, we are going to be finishing this map and finishing this best of 3 in a 3-0 flawless fashion for Team Freakret. But Team Neponen needs to start asking themselves what can be done here to get back into the score and get back into the game overall. Not only just getting the rounds, but also getting this map if they want to finish this game for themselves. They need to do a reverse sweep, winning the next 3 maps in a row. It's going to be a lot of work, but they need to take it 1 map at a time and think about it 1 round at a time. Now is the time for them to start thinking what needs to be done. 3 rounds have been done already, and this round is very crucial for them to get back into the track they want. The round starts
Yeah,
here.
yeah, and like you were saying, Team Freakret, if they manage to secure this, the Neponen are going to lose all momentum that they could possibly gain, and it's definitely going to hurt themselves in this map, in this series. And Katu on the shield, on the Blackbeard, taking so much damage. And we have yet to see a shield play actually work out in favor of Neponen. And there's a lot of utility that has to get burned through here. Oh, so much damage, almost getting the kill is by Kadi on his favored Arudi with the DMR, just causing absolute havoc. Tung Tung, though, is going to be able to shut him down. And Katu onto V-Star, going to find another kill. 5 versus 3, make that 5 versus 2. Azuri picking up a kill. And finally, Neponen on the front foot here. The Smoke Babe going to come out, not quite able to deal any damage, but it is going to slow them down. It is going to back them off as we reset just a little bit here to normalcy before the last final gunfights happen. And Team Neponen, they have so much control here. It's going to be up to Grieco and Shmari to try and clean this one up, try and bring this one back. But Grieco finds the first one in this potential comeback. The melee comes through as well. It's down into a 3 versus 2. Team Freakret, they don't want to give this round up, and they're doing everything in their power to try and make this happen. Now they're clutched up together, but Azuri takes down Shmari, so that is going to leave Grieco up into this 1 versus 2. They have information. They have that bulletproof. They know relatively where these players are. And Grieco, with this Vector, has a fantastic gun to try and make this happen. He needs to try and find these ones. Neponen, they know exactly where Grieco is. They have the red pings, however, are able to find this first kill. The headshot onto the player, taking a little bit of damage. Azuri on really low HP. This Vector could absolutely shred him. The red pings come through, but no! He swings too far, and Azuri shuts him down, and Neponen finally on the scoreboard.
It seems like once finally is the answer for Neponen. Once again, they are back into the score and getting their first round of this map, but it still they still need a lot more to get back into the game. 2 more rounds to close the half, and for Team Freakret, it's going to be even like in the worst case scenario, just tying up the half. We'll have to see what will be happening in this round. It seems Freakret were not able to really deal with the Neponen in the last round. It was close, by the way, to flip into their advantage and to get the round and keep the advantage going and keep the round count going to their advantage. If you saw what happened in the last round, Team Freakret wasted a lot of the utility and time on the other side of the map, taking the early advantage and taking the early gunfights, but they were not able to finish it off and close it to their advantage. As you saw, most of the gunfights were on the other side of the map, and it was closer to the bedroom side, and it was closer to the meeting room. They tried to push Neponen out of the comfort zone and make them delayed and more wasted in the time in the round, and that was not really the solution for Team Freakret. They did what they can, but Team Neponen were able to close the round for themselves.
Yeah, and different round now, different try for the side of Freakret. The nade coming through. They do have the Mira and the smoke to deal with. Bakatu onto V-Star. That's going to take down the Thorn. The Thorn has been a pain point for the side of Neponen, but Shmari able to take down Katu with that top-down angle onto the Blackbeard. And yes, the Blackbeard managed to find that opening kill, but yet again, the shield falling early on and not having too much impact whatsoever. bunch of smoke babes have been used here, and in fact, Shmari, not a single babe left in pocket, but has managed to delay a lot of time off of that clock.
Yeah, it seems like they have wasted a lot of time on the clock from Team Neponen, and the man advantage here is on Freakret side after getting those two kills, and also getting rid of that Blackbeard is going to be very important for Team Freakret later on in the round, but they still have to deal with also some of the most annoying operators, the Demus and also the Snake. Solid Snake is two of the most annoying operators to deal with, especially if you are roaming a lot and if they are done correctly. As you see here, they are pushing together and using that info to push forward and try to get an advantage out of those info. 33 seconds remaining in the round, and it could go either way for any of the teams.
Yeah, Team Freakret with a significant advantage here on the man count with the clock winding down. Phyllis taking a lot of damage here, but able to shut down Myconi, so that is going to even this up into a 3 versus 3, but 10 seconds left on the clock. They need to make something happen. The shotgun of Shmari able to take down one, able to take down another, triple kill on the round. Not quite able to find the quad, but Oshiman cleans it up for him in another round for Freakret, winning the half, 4-1 scoreline, and Neponen getting into dangerous territory here.
Yeah, it seems like Team Freakret is still holding on of closing this map to themselves, and winning this half is just a matter of one round away, because now even if Neponen wins this round, it's still a 4-2 split, still putting Team Freakret in the front seat and the advantage of the half. Team Neponen had a good idea, but the execution just lagged the disciplines from the start, because as you saw, using the two operators together, the Solid Snake, and in the same time using the Deimos pushing together, using the utility of Snake, and the way they pushed with it was really interesting to see, making one player giving the info as a live drone and the other holding their gun and just pushing directly with the Solid Snake. But they needed to do that early on in the round from the beginning. And also, don't forget that they did have the shield operator as well. So those three operators could have been a very deadly force throughout the round and could have changed the round outcome very differently. They are doing that again. As you see, the three same exact operators that I'm talking about are existent in this round. So this could be the chance for Team Neponen to fix that mistake if it is done correctly.
Yeah, but one of those Twitch drones just got found by Greco, and there is quite a bit of utility to hack here for the Brava, or for rather to get rid of by the Twitch. And so losing one of those Twitch drones is definitely going to be detrimental here, because it means those oil canisters, those well, Katu able to take down V-Star, the Thorn, which those gadgets, if they can stay up, can definitely have a massive impact here, as Tung able to take down one of those players, Greco. One of the kills came through. Zuri also been down. Myconi Oshiman in this 2v4. Not sure if Zuri can actually get picked back up. No, Tung able to find the kill. The pre-fire just not quite able to connect. It's all left up to Oshiman, the Vigil. And what seemed like a slow round just completely exploded. Zuri looks like he is going to get picked back up. The swing going to come through from Tung, and Tung just wants to pull them through, as, I mean, the action for Tung really did start in this round to try and pull them back, but I mean, is it going to be too little too late? Because last map on Clubhouse, it was too little too late. He just heated up way too late in the map to actually have a significant amount of difference.
Well, the half is done, but the mission is not done yet. Team Neponen still holding on by the just like very briefly by 2 rounds to 4 in the split. So they still need to win 2 rounds just to equalize the half. But it's still, as you said, it's a very tricky situation because it was not enough for them in the past map, even though they did have the advantage. So this was the exact same score, but it was reversed. It was a 4-2 split for Team Neponen, and it got flipped on them 7-5. They were only able to win 1 round after that. So from a 4-2 split to a 7-5 is a very crucial and harsh score. So now the question is, are Team Neponen ready for this half, and are they going to be able to come back not only throughout this half but also throughout the whole series? Because remember, we are in a best of 5. It's going to take a lot more than winning this map to win the best of 5 and the grand final from Team Neponen, because they have a long road ahead if they win this map.
Yeah, it's definitely going to take some mental fortitude here from the side of Neponen. Down 4-2 with the side swap coming through. Not entirely sure what the statistics are, whether this map's defender sided, attacker sided, but Neponen not looking too hot on the attacker side. Going to be able to swap over to the defender side, and hopefully they have some strats to bring. Hopefully they have some reactions to the way that this series has gone so far, because Team Freakret have just been running away with it. Yes, Clubhouse was fairly close, but I mean, map one not too close. This map so far 4-2. Team Freakret definitely have the momentum going into this second half.
Yeah, definitely. Even though the score is split 4-2 to their advantage, but it's going to be a little bit tricky because the attacking in this map is not really an easy task to do. But Freakret has really nothing to lose if you think about it, because they already won 2 maps and they are playing this third map very comfortably. So they can do whatever they want. There is no real pressure here. Even if they lose this map, they can still win the next one and get the whole series done and dusted. So it's still a lot more stressful situation on Team Neponen more than Team Freakret, but we will have to wait and see what will be the case in this next couple of rounds. Round 4, round 7 to be specific, starting right now, and Team Freakret is in the attack side. And I have to remind you, of course, Mr. Erebus and everyone watching here, is there is a giveaway, and this could be your last chance. So exclamation mark giveaway in the chat right now to know how can you enter the giveaway and win not only one but two 1200 credits for yourself, and there's a chance you could be one of the 2 lucky winners. We're going to see what will be happening of that case of the giveaway if you are lucky enough to win that. But before that gets in the way, we will be seeing who will be winning this grand final best of 5 of Eon Series Season 6.
Yeah, and a little bit of a slow start to this round. Shmari and Tung Tung taking a bit of damage, both apiece, and Oshiman gets taken down. Pillis able to shut down Oshiman, an absolutely massive find to actually obtain, as Oshiman on the Nomad has a massive impact in a map like this where there are a lot of angles to try and flank from. It's going to be up to Freakret to try and bounce back, try and secure these kinds of rounds. because if they are able to clutch this up, they can definitely hurt the mentality of Neponen pretty severely. So it looks like Ace just going to open up the left side of this wall, make it a little bit more uncomfortable for the side of Neponen here, going into the last minute, 15 seconds of this round.
Last 15 seconds of the round, what will be team Freakret doing? They're in a very tricky situation last minute, and they could be in a very tricky situation, losing now Shmari because he is down, but they get the kill immediately. 4 versus 2. They're still in a very disadvantageous situation here. As you can see, the kill gets back from Malkani, gets it 3-2, and will he be able to get the kill? But Pilus gets the double kill, and here is one player remaining. The Thatcher gets done and dusted, and another round bites the dust, and Team Neponen gets back on the scoreboard once again. 4-3 is the score right now. Team Freakret had the idea to execute throughout the main stairs, coming up with the Blackbeard, coming up with the Nomad, but they got caught early on, putting Team Freakret in a very disadvantageous situation, making it way easier for Team Neponen to win the round for themselves. Still 4-3, still advantage for Team Freakret.
4-3 up on the scoreboard. Not over yet. Still a lot to play for here between these two teams, but Team Freakret still with the advantage. Maybe played a little bit too slow. Not enough information or not enough utility in that previous round to deal with the setup that Neponen was bringing. Neponen just kind of bunkering down on that bomb site. They managed to find that opening pick onto a player that just kind of stepped out of line into an angle that he maybe wasn't quite expecting. And it really was just a snowball there for the side of Neponen. I think I want to see a little bit more out of Freakret and Fancy. What can they bring to try and counteract what we saw from them last round?
I think they just need to be more methodical. They just need to clear out the utility that Team Neponen has, and just like build on it. And as you can see, like if you see in the lineup of Team Neponen, there is a lot of traps. Those traps from the Thorn, or the traps also from the Denari, are going to cost a lot of time for Team Freakret if they are not dealt with. And that's the point. Also, for Team Neponen on the other side, if they want to get back, they need to be more methodical, and they just need to be more slow. But it seems like there is already a gunfights and more aggression from both of the teams. Shmari, the shield player, is gone, and also Azuri, the Qaed player, is gone as well. But one player is more important than the other, because the shield player can be more crucial here than the Qaed. The presence of the shield is more important than the presence of the Qaed, of course, because as you know, the shield player can help out throughout the round. But he is gone now.
4 versus 4, minute 20 seconds left on the clock. These Rotero drones just going through, ripping through these shields, ripping through these soft walls. The nade gonna come out, try and deal with this smoke. Gonna draw out a smoke, babe, so not too bad there in the trade of utility. 2 left in pocket, 1 gonna get thrown out again. So it is just gonna be 1 left in pocket. Under that minute mark, so Execute needs to come through here pretty quickly, but they have done a great job at dealing with this utility, drawing out this utility. There's only going to be that last bit from the smoke to deal with, and then there will be no more utility left. No C4, no impacts, no smoke canisters whatsoever. 30 seconds left on the clock. They need to start getting through, and V-Star just over swinging as Phyllis takes him down. Tung able to find another as well. Oshiman picks up Katu for the trade, but Still going to be man advantage here for the side of Neponen. Flashes going to come in as Oshiman tries to get inside to try and get that case down, as he is going to toss out a flash and start to drop it. It's going to be up to this Grim. Bees go down. Try and hold this cross. Try and find these kills on any player that tries to impact this case. Going down. 4 seconds left on the clock. He has to stick it now. 1 kill come through. He has to keep ticking, but no! The defenders win the round. Neponen managed to tie it up, and Team Freakret just a little too slow there on the execute, and they just drop like flies.
And it seems the answer to Team Neponen is just switching the half. It seems like both of the teams are struggling in the attack, but it seems Team Neponen are more confident here in the defend, and in this situation overall the round went to their advantage. And the way that Team Neponen played this round, this is what I was telling you before the last round was played, and throughout the middle of the round as well. Team Neponen has the utility and has everything to make Team Freakret just slow down and make them get punished, and just their attack was just getting slower and slower, and the losing of the Blackbeard shield from the beginning of the round was a detrimental situation for them, for Team Freakret throughout the round. Losing Shmari throughout this round was very problematic.
Well, you're coming back to our lovely faces. Seems like we have a little bit of a hiccup with the players. Means we're going to have another rehost coming through, but I mean, what can you do? Sometimes Siege just wants to be a little mean to you and doesn't like you and wants to just cause problems. So
I think
really
no,
unfortunate.
you know what? I think it was not Siege being mean. I think actually it was being generous because it's giving you more time to enter the giveaway.
Yeah. More time to enter the giveaway! Exclamation mark giveaway. 2 lucky people in chats. Go to Twitter with the exclamation giveaway. You might just be able to win 1,200 R6 credits. 2 lucky people will be able to win 1,200 apiece. So make sure you enter that giveaway.
All right. Yeah, I think we will give people more time to enter the giveaway, and we will be going to a quick break because we will be having a quick rehost for the game, and we will get back right to the action with you guys. And we are back once again into the game, into the third map between Freakret and Neponen for the final of Eon Series Season 6 Grand Final. First two maps are done and dusted, won by Freakret first map and second map as well. And now we are into the third map. We will see if Neponen will be getting back into this grand final or Freakret will be ending it a 3-0-3 maps in a row for them, a clean swipe, and we will be going home with the title of the grand final winner of season 6, or Neponen will just still fight more and more, and we will need maybe the all of the 5 maps for them to win the game. Erebus, what are we thinking about right now?
Well, it has definitely been a long road to get back into this map. A lot of issues with this map in particular, apparently, because a lot of these players having quite a few issues, but we are back and hopefully we can get some good gameplay, even though there was quite a lengthy break in between that last round and this round. And for the side of Team Freakret, losing two in a row on the attacking side, need to try and bounce back. So maybe this will be the round. Maybe this tertiary bomb site will be the chance for Freakret to try and get some momentum back into this map and try and close this out in three.
Yeah, they need to win the next 3 rounds if they want to finish off the series. But Neoponen so far have been really stubborn throughout this map and getting 4.
Ooh,
Oh,
Rexy putting down V-Star with that shotgun, but Greco able to find the trade, and that is going to mean that the Thorn is off the board. Fortunately for the Shield players in this series, they just not really long for the world as the swing comes through, able to find my Canny Pillis with a beautiful patience play, waiting next to the Claymore. And that means that my Connie wasn't quite ready for the player to actually be so close. And Neponen just picking up where they left off, able to find these kills onto Freakret, and we might just have a map on our hands if Neponen can continue this momentum. 50 seconds left on the clock, but Oshiman takes down Pillis. Means that's going to even this up back into a 3v3, but no, 3v2 as Azuri walks through, or rather, Shmari walks through and gets taken down by Azuri on that Aruni. The DMR from such a long angle can be absolutely devastating up against these players as Oshiman looking to get these drones in, looking to cause a little bit of chaos. Hopefully Greco maybe might just be able to find a kill off of that information, off of those sounds, off of that chaos. But no, he's not. He's just walking right into the same exact angle. And Katu takes down the other one as a beautiful round there out of Neponen to just continue where they left off before that rehost.
yeah, it seems like Team Neponen is taking the advantage here and getting on the scoreboard 5-4. Even after that scenario of the half 4-2 split that was for the advantage of Freakret, but it seems like Freakret aren't able to get back into the score and into this game. 3 rounds in a row, it seems like this is a deja vu of last map, but in reverse. Team Neponen are the team who are the advantages here in this map so far. And it seems like Neponen are getting close of getting this map to themselves, unless Freakret have another thing to say. And always remember, Erebus, that you can never say, you can never count Freakret out of the equation, because we saw what they can do throughout the first 2 maps and this map as well. Even when they are outnumbered, even when the man advantage is not in their favor, they still sometimes find the way and get back into the game and the rounds turn out to their favor. They just need to find out their pace into the attack rounds, and those rounds will help them win the rounds and the game to themselves. But it's going to be a lot more harder, of course, because the attacking in this map is quite difficult than the defending it, because it's a fairly defender sided map, I would say.
Yeah, and Neponen doing a great job so far on this map to try and bounce back. Team Freakret need to try and find that momentum, need to try and find something to hold on to. And like you mentioned, anything can happen. Team Freakret definitely have the capability to actually bounce back and secure this map. But it is going to take a lot. And I mean, Fancy, what are they going to have to do to try and bounce back into this? Because they seem to just be incapable so far in these couple of rounds, especially
Oh,
with Shmari going down to the C4.
oh my god, a C4 and an unlucky timing for Shmari to get this to get out of this round, but they get back into this round because a kill here is done on Pilus and Rexy as well. It seems like they have found the answer and they are answering your question. And for me to answer your question, I think Team Freakret need to be a lot more aggressive and a lot more faster while they're attacking this map overall, because it seems this is the solution for them. A nade gets thrown here, but they don't know that there is a person in the corner, and this could cost them a lot.
Yeah, and the case going down, it is going to get shut down. Makani did manage to find a kill. Grico with the triple kill in the round. It leaves Azuri into a 3 versus 1. Azuri able to find a double kill, able to pick up Makani. The case has not been planted yet. The diffuser is down on the ground, and it is going to be Grico to actually pick up the kill. I believe that was a quad kill in the round for Grico, and the nades coming through here in the replay, not quite able to pick up anything, and they just don't drone out the site. But fortunately for them, kills went in their favor. And finally, Freakret on the board on their attacking side after 3 rounds in a row going over to the side of Neponen.
Yeah, after the dominant performance from Neponen and flipping the score from 4-2 to 5-4, Freakret gets back into the score and gets that round for themselves in a very good, convincing fashion as well. Even though the diffuser was, or the planter was killed while planting, and he didn't manage to stick that plant, they were able to finish the round to themselves and get the info of that kill on the Blackbeard. And this is what was missing for Team Freakret. And the answer to your question that you were answering, that you were asking, what does Team Freakret need to do to get back into the game? And that was exactly what they need to do. They need to be fast. They need to be in the faces of Neponen, and they need to just go directly, execute very fast, and execute very aggressively on Neponen directly on the site and get those kills. And that's exactly what Team Freakret did.
Yeah, and I like what you said. Team Freakret getting aggressive, getting in the face of Neponen, because that is something that they did really, really well on map 1 and map 2, is getting aggressive and getting in the opponent's face and making them uncomfortable. But unfortunately, losing the buck, Oshiman falling very early on to Pillis. Pillis has had a fantastic map 3. I know we can't see it on the scoreboard because of the couple of rehosts, but Pillis having a fantastic map 3 here for the side of Neponen.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what will be the case here if Team Freakret going to be losing this round, because it's a very crucial round for both of the teams, and even more crucial for Team Neponen, because not only if they lose this round, Team Freakret will be on match point, but they will be on match point, series point, and they will be giving themselves a chance to go to the overtime if they need to. So the round here is going to be getting more and more faster and faster. As you see, the execution is going to be starting right now from Team Freakret after the breach gets open here by the ace.
Yeah, and V-Star on pretty low HP. Gonna see those gridlock track stingers coming through. Lots of action could be coming our way very shortly. As Team Freakret, minute left on the clock, and they have a lot of map control. They have a lot of these walls open. Yes, we see the Bandit electrifying some of those walls, and Greco equalizing up in this round, taking down Katu. Greco taking a bit of HP damage there, but V-Star getting that case down is a double kill in the round, and all the kills going in favor of Freakret. Will they be able to secure this round, or will Pillis be able to ace clutch it? No, he
Oh my
won't.
god!
Team Freakret send themselves to map, match, series point, and all they need is this last round, and they can close it out in regulation. But like you mentioned, if they need it, they can fall back on overtime. And I'm not entirely sure who's going to be starting out on attack in overtime, but they're going to have a little bit of a disadvantage on that attack starting in overtime, because this map definitely has shown to be a little bit defender-sided.
Yeah, it seems like Freakret are able to find their way in the attack right now, and now they are in the lead once again. Series point, as you said, match point, and now it's going to be very, very critical for Team Neponen. They need to put everything into this round just to get into the overtime if they want to win this map, because now Freakret are way more comfortable in this map because they have their back comfortable. They're just waiting. Even if they lose this round, they will go to overtime and they will have chance again to win this map and to win this match.
Yeah, and I just wanna point out real quick, Greco 7-1 since the rehost. The next closest kills is 4 kills out of Zuri, and that's 7 kills in 3 rounds. So he's averaging 2 kills per round so far since the rehost, and we've seen Freakret bounce back pretty aggressively since that rehost. And I mean, if that's what it's gonna take, Team Freakret rely on those players to get those multi-kills in these rounds to try and help secure this map.
Yeah, definitely. Now is going to be a lot of question, because Neponen need to ask themselves, what can we do to not let Greco and not let Freakret get away with this, because now it's going to be a lot harder for them defending this round. It's going to be also a lot harder for Team Freakret, because this site was not an easy site for them to execute on, and it's going to be matter of seconds and the last minute and 50 seconds to answer that question and see what can Team Freakret do, and also what can Team Neponen do in the defense for this round. Vertical control here, as you can see, using the Ram and also the Blackbeard and the Deimos upstairs to try to isolate any of the players.
Yeah, and 5 players scanned for the Deimos, so he can pick his poison. Any player he wants to, he can track. If his team needs it, they can call out what they want to have happen. And getting down to the last minute and 10 seconds left, they have a lot of control on this top floor, but they definitely need to make sure that they capitalize. They need to make sure that they convert it into a solid execute and find these kills, because they're definitely wanting to close this out in regulation.
Yeah, I think there is going to be a little bit of a problem here, because the existence of the Solace and also the existence of the traps, if it was not dealt with. But the Solace gets cornered, and that's what you said. The Deimos track finds the Solace and they get it done.
Yeah, the first couple of kills come through. Mycani able to pick up a Zuri as well. Yes, 2 downs. So it is going to be effectively a 3 versus 3. Tung able to finish off Shmari, but gotta worry about Greco. Greco is still up and available. Rexy turning the corner, might find this picking up, might be able to find 2 free kills here, able to find the down onto 1 player, but backs up. The case is going down, a double kill for Rexy, but it is a kill for Greco on the other side, still having to deal with Vistar as he's able to find the kill. Rexy, however, in the 1 versus 1, has the triple kill up against Greco. Greco has been the clutch master, and he
Oh
finds the
my
kill.
god!
The map is done,
How?
the series is done, and Greco, there's been so much banter between Greco and Pillis, but it is Greco that gets the last laugh, going absolutely nuclear in these last 4 rounds to close off the series. And we have our winner of the grand finals for Eon Series Season 6. And your winner is Team Freakret.
Oh my god, this is going to be a very interesting match to talk about, especially the way that this last round happened. It was a very, very close round for both of the team. The kills were going to like head and head, and we were very close of going to the overtime. This is a very even though that this happened in a 3-0, I think that this match overall can be like talked about in a lot of things, and especially that last round.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic gameplay out of Team Freakret across these 3 maps to close it out. Both Clubhouse and Fortress had a couple of rehosts here and there, but Team Freakret managed to keep the momentum going and secured both of those maps in maximum regulation. It took them a little while, but sometimes the best things take a little bit of time to cook. You don't want to bake a cake in 2 minutes. You want to let it simmer. You want to let it rise, let it get that flavor going, and that's what Team Freakret did. They absolutely annihilated Neponen in that first map of Lair, and then in the next 2 maps, just classy siege between the two. But gonna head to a very quick break because we got an interview on our hands, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome, welcome everyone, and here we are going to have an interview with our lovely player from Team Freakret, the winner team. First of all, congratulations, and we have Oshiman here. Will be telling us more about what happened to throughout the match, and we will asking him the questions and get him to tell us what was happening behind the scenes. First of all, congratulations and. Tell us more about what was happening throughout the first map, especially because Layer is a perma ban and you won it very easily.
First of all, thank you. I mean, Tom on job is normally doing map bans, and he is a certified troll. So basically, if I do the map bans, we get the maps on we are good at, you know. And layers are permaban because Tom doesn't like the map. That's basically it.
Yeah, well, makes complete sense. Sometimes it's good though. You permaban it, you make the other team think you're not quite good at it, and then boom, you have a team pick it on you, and you just completely demolish them. But love your hat. I know you go by Oshiman in the game. Ikox is your name that you prefer. But yeah, walk us through the last couple of maps. For a couple of rehosts, couple of little breaks in action, and how you guys manage to keep the mental fortitude, keep warm, keep going through the little extended breaks that Siege loves to throw on us.
I mean, first map was kind of easy. I think we just read them every round. Like, we knew what they were doing every round. So they just got demolished. Second map, we trolled a bit in the attacks, but I don't know. And our defenses were fine, even though we trolled one round because Shmari is not calling out where he's dying from. But hey, that's normal in this team. We love to troll rounds. And yeah, the Rios, we don't really care. We just take it as a toilet break, reset, and then we go next.
Yeah, it was a very interesting best of five overall and a grand final. I have a question also for you as a follow up for what Erebus said. So the last map, especially in Fortress, we saw this a little bit of a struggle in the attack. How did you manage to just come back into like finding your like what needs to be done and what should be done to get back into the half and not go to the overtime?
Adaptions. That's pretty much it. I guess we don't know what they are playing on Fortress. Like, we never seen their Fortress before, so we just need to assume what they're playing. And like, after the first rounds, we saw what they are doing, and then we just adapted on that, and it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, the ability to adapt, we've seen you guys be able to adapt and react really, really well throughout this tournament. And especially losing to Neponen the first time around in that upper bracket, coming back, not dropping a single map after losing those two up against Neponen that first time around. I mean, you guys were on an absolute tear. I mean, how do you feel being the winners of the grand finals and I mean not even dropping a map in the lower bracket all the way up through the grand finals?
I mean, if we don't play with Tom on job, it's always a free win. Like, this guy is, as I said, that's the sixth man of the enemies. The only game we lost in the upper bracket was because me and Blunted, myself and Blunted, wasn't playing. Like, we couldn't play, so they got instant subs. They lost the game, obviously. Now we are back, and now we won every game again.
Oh, well, it seems someone has to learn the lesson maybe after this match and after this magnificent lower bracket run. And of course, once again, congratulations. You are now the winner of the Aeon Series Season 6, and you will be heading to the Aeon Finals with the rest of the other teams that already qualified. Neponen, you will face them again. Freakret, you guys, of course, and Valid Unit and Voltage Gaming are the top four teams that already qualified through this series to the finals, and the other teams will be going through the qualifiers for those who you of you who don't know. So, any last words would you like to say, and any shout outs would you like to do?
Thank you for the people who support us in the chat. We have some friends watching the games, and also always thank you for the cast and the streams. Always nice to have to have something to show to play for, you know. And wish you all a great evening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
we
so
do the
much
same.
for those words. Well, we heard it from the man himself, and we heard it from Team Freakret overall. What was their feelings throughout the magnificent lower bracket run, and the way they managed to get that victory for the best of five grand final against Team Neponen 3-0 in a magnificent fashion. And of course, as he said, he was thanking his viewers, he and his friends, and everyone was watching in the stream overall. And we have to also thank everyone who has worked throughout this tournament so far: Star Drago and our observer Aggressive, and also we have Cherry J and Reprints, and of course you, Erebus, also Kadir in the observers, Kay and Fraxy and his shot also, and our lovely producer Rexy. Everyone, thank you so much for this. Keep an eye on Twitter for the giveaway, and you will be one of the two lucky winners to win 1,200 credits. Erebus, any final last words?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic tournament capped off by a fantastic grand finals between these two teams. Yet again, congratulations to Team Freakret. And for Neponen, today wasn't your day, but we still have the Eon finals to look forwards to, and I'm sure they're going to be looking for their revenge when they inevitably meet up again against Team Freakret. But for now, this is goodbye. Thank you for all that watched. Thank you for all that chatted and roasted us and uh, just enjoyed some fantastic Siege. And yet again, thanks for the players for showing up and performing on performing day in and day out. But until
Mm-hmm.
then,
Yeah.
we will see you next time. Peace.